My name's Alan Nichols. My stage name is Sobermans Secret, which I got from a pub. It said a Soberman's Secret is a drunken man's speech, which I always kind of enjoyed, and I've kept it since then. Musically, I've listened to anything and everything, and I play loads of instruments, different instruments, and anything with strings I'll give it a go. But I've kind of aired towards electronic stuff. A lot of people have like misconceptions about electronica, and they think you just press a button and tunes come out of like, and they don't. You spend hundreds of hours in the studio tweaking and twiddling and trying to get things right. So I'm a bit worried about my set this evening because I've never done my stuff live, so I'm looking forward to it. But
Big adventure.
yeah, it's definitely going to be different. I mean, I've dropped tracks in the middle of sets before no one's noticed that it's not like a major signed label artist that's earned billions of pounds or millions of pounds, or well, even pennies. And it all goes down the same, so it's definitely going to be different this evening. I'm the first act on as well, which is kind of worrying. I'd rather it be later on in the day when everyone's had a few beers, you know.
How long have you been into music?
I've been playing instruments since I was 5 years old. I've been in trying to produce and manage, like, to get my music out there for about 7 years, using different digital audio workstations, Logic, Cubase, and now I'm using Ableton, which is fantastic stuff, you know.
What makes it better?
The ease of use, I think, and the user friendly interface. You know, it's not programming. You don't have to mess about with it, and it's literally just knobs and sliders, and that's it. So long as you've got a basic of the idea of what you're intending to do, you can do it with the greatest of ease. And on top, it's, for how good it is, it's cheaper than other products as well. So I mean, it's
Efficient.
well worth it, and time efficient, most definitely. You know, you save an awful lot of time. You don't have to search through menus here, there, and everywhere, and it's all there in front of you. As long as you know what you're looking for, that's like everything. It takes a bit of time to get used to, but well worth it. So.
How did you hear about Tizz, XRP?
I hooked into XRP through Buzz Burinsky, and he passed a couple of my tunes on to Glenn McDougall at XRP, which got Tizz, and I'd been listening ever since. I sent in a couple of submissions, and they were like willing to play my tunes, which from an unsigned guy that produces and does everything from a studio like yay big, you know, was a bit of a bonus, you know. So well worth it, and all of us have like maintained a friendship ever since, you know. It's a bit of a bonus to come down here and meet some of the other artists, I work with, because now I've got my own. I do a show on XRP now on a Monday night, and it's really nice to actually bump into some of the acts that they send me submissions, and I play their work, you know, and they put time and effort into that, which cheers me up. Probably in the same way that. When Tizz or G-Man played my stuff, like it cheered me up, you know. It gives you a bit of a boost, you know, and a bit of confidence. I've never out to like make millions of pounds or anything like that, But just a bit of recognition, you know. Finish a song, audience claps, or you drop a song in the middle of a set and they still dance. That's the buzz for me, you know. Um, I do it because I enjoy it, and I'm good. I think I'm quite good at it. A lot of other people appreciate it, so I'm quite happy sat there doing like what I do, you know. Puts a smile on my face, you know, on an otherwise dull day. when I manage to get in the studio, which is pretty good, you know. Um,
How do you think the music industry has changed? Excuse me. I know we were talking about
It's
analog, digital, and the changes in technology.
yeah, I think that it's a bit of an unfortunate situation, really. I said that the music industry is on a bit of a downfall because they were wholly unprepared for like the digital age or the digital revolution, whatever you want to call it, you know. It was all fair back in the day when you could tape an LP, you know, like a big old 12-inch 33 RPM LP. You could tape it and you could give it to a friend. But I mean, you'd have to buy like 1,000 tapes to give it to a friend. Now in the digital age, you can get an LP and you could send it all over the place. You can post it to torrent sites and whatnot. And it's been terribly mismanaged. I think, you know, there's a lot of people losing out. The record labels are grumpy because they were making more money than the artists in the first place. I mean, even Radiohead have come out and they released their album for free. You know, it was like pay what you think it's worth, which I think is a great idea. You know, but there aren't any like $1 million, £1 million contracts anymore. You know, and if there are, they're a fiddle. They'll have 90% of their back off you within a few years. So. You know what? Like, do what you enjoy doing. That's the way forwards. You know, if you enjoy doing it, do it. And if someone else enjoys listening to it, it's like an added bonus. You know, it's a bit of a touch, and that's what I think it's all about. I think the music industry is kind of. It's not what it used to be 50 years ago, but then, like, motor cars aren't what they were 50 years ago, you know? It's just kind of social evolution, you know? And things are an awful lot different to what they were. Plus, it was one of those... like being a musician was said that you had Elvis and the Beatles and it was all hyped up and they've been hyping it and hyping it and hyping it for with the last 60 years, you know, and it's like super hype, commercial. And if you're honest with yourself, if you want to pick up a guitar and learn how to play it, you can learn how to play it. So long as you put the time and effort in, you can do whatever you want to do. And a lot of people have realised that, you know, they're not just like sat back going, wow, Elvis, well, he plays guitar and he sings and he's got a cool haircut, you know. So everyone's up to it and getting on with it because it makes you happy. It doesn't matter what mood you're in or what state you're in or where you're at. If you can do something musically, it kind of soothes your soul. Or everyone will have one piece of music or one track, something that sits pretty in their soul, you know, and that's the way forward. It's just to put a smile on faces. That's why I do it.
That's beautiful. All right.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to put everything together, and as I've been telling everybody, we'll have a full-length piece probably by end of winter, going into spring. What I'll do is when I edit what we're going to shoot when we play, and this, I'll send you a link. You can check it out online and give us feedback.
Oh, that's cool. It's not so much of a live set. I can't do what I write live. I kind of do everything in a shoebox, you know,
Right.
with a lot of knobs and whistles and whatnot. So it's going to be more of a showcase than a show,
Okay.
if you know what I like.
Yeah.
But that's. I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous as hell. I've never done my stuff, so.
Just relax. You're going
Yeah.
I'm going up there too.
Hmm?
I'm going up there too.
I know you're.
So, I mean, you know?
Yeah, that's the way forwards, man. Good evening, all. I'm Sobermans Secret. I hope you appreciate what I do. It will be a privilege. Thank you.
No, this current formation of the band is probably about, what, 8 months, something like that?
Yeah, at most.
But the band was kind of in place before, and then they split up, and then I joined. Yeah, so it goes back a few years, really.
Okay. How long have you guys been into music?
For a long time. I mean, I picked up the guitar at the age of 17. I'm 33 now, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, man.
So,
You're young looking.
So I got into it, you know, pretty early. You know what I mean? So as soon as you start writing songs, that's it. Then you know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for any music that I'm into, as long as it's got passion, energy, and you feel something, it's not about what style or it is or anything. You know, it's just I think that's what gets you going. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So now I suppose Facebook is a really good help. You can send invitations and get all your friends interested in your band. That's one big kind of boost. Other than that, we just try and play as many gigs as we can in varied places, really.
I mean, gigs like tonight help in itself because the help of XRP and the radio and spreading the word and lots of different bands that you're playing with. And that's all it is. It's just networking with different people.
I think for us, it's more about we could get all our friends to like our band, but if we do a gig out of town like this and we'll get 2 new fans off that, then that means more to us because it's complete strangers who kind of have got no kind of reason to like you other than whether they like your music or not. So that means a lot to us. If we go back tonight and we get 2 new likes on Facebook, then that means quite a lot to us, really.
How many gigs do you play a month?
We tend to string it out quite a lot, don't we? Because
you don't want to overdo it in your own
That's right.
city.
Yeah.
Birmingham. You get your friends and your family and think they're only going to come to so many, and it's a bit of a hard one. So it's nice to sort of balance it out. Do maybe 1 a month or 2 a month at most in Birmingham, and then try and get some out of town gigs. So we don't do a lot. Really.
we've made the mistake before of kind of doing too many gigs too close together, and you tend to have a really good crowd for the first one, and then by the time as the weeks go on, it kind of dwindles until you're playing in front of no one, really. So we try and string them out and keep the promoters happy for one, and also keep the interest going basically, because people find it a drag, I suppose, going to a gig all the time. So we try and kind of string it out a bit and make each one an event in its own right.
Now, what's your home base? What's your hometown?
Birmingham, South Birmingham.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good hour ride up here, right?
Yeah. Plus
Yeah,
traffic,
traffic.
plus band politics, plus traffic. Interesting.
Tell me about your band politics.
No, we can't tell you about that.
That's
We're-
great.
We're like
No one
flipping-
sees beyond the scenes, do they? It's just that half hour on stage. It's never the everything that it takes to kind of get places and do things.
We're like a rubbish version of Fleetwood Mac. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah. No, we're just passionate about what we do, and I guess that spills out sometimes. That's what I'm saying.
Nothing wrong with that. You can tell the same dynamics are running within our group, you know.
Yeah. You need a good argument every now and then, otherwise what's the point doing anything?
We're not the Gallagher brothers or nothing, by no means, but
You need that kind of catalyst for people doing it completely off their own back, just kind of for the love of music. I think it's them kind of people that really keep the scene going. Otherwise it's basically just a load of pubs with a few rubbish bands or good bands playing every week. So I think it takes people like XRP to really put their passion into the music and try and put Birmingham on the map, I suppose.
And I know Al's really interested because he's a musician himself. How you felt that since you guys have been playing, how's the music industry changed, in your opinion, over the years?
Obviously, there's the big change with social networks. Like I say, when I first started, you literally had to get a gig, you had to go to the pub and ask who the promoter was and things like that. Whereas now it's all obviously emails and going on Facebook and finding the promoters, finding the venues, and then getting your fan base there.
music's like a timeless thing and an ageless thing. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. But I mean, for us, it's about just getting out and having a good time with it, especially now. You know what I mean? You should be doing this for the love of doing it, not because you're gonna get a record deal. There's a pot of gold at the end of it. It's just keep doing it, keep playing, keep enjoying it.
I think that's the problem, right? There's so many bands out there who think, right, I'm at school, I'm going to put a band together, and next week we're going to get signed to whoever records, and it doesn't happen. We've been doing it for 16 years or something like that.
If you're not enjoying these gigs, you know, you might get 10 people turn up, you know what I mean? It shouldn't matter, you know what I mean? Play the same show to them as you would to 10,000 people, it's not, you know what I mean?
It's about your passion for what you do.
That's what it is, and when you stop enjoying that, then give it up, just forget it. You know?
Yeah, I mean we've got like we've got kids and we've got jobs and we've got whatever else, but this is our passion. We'll do this until we feel like we're too old to do it.
A human design says enough is enough, and I don't need the hand that and I don't know.
I get them. I've got like several promoters that I kind of work with, and then beyond that, it's like putting out the feelers as far as they'll go. I do the usual submitting CDs to venues, and that goes okay. I fall into an awkward gap because I'm too acoustic for acoustic nights, or I'm too kind of full on. They want something a bit slower, and I'm not band enough for band nights, so that's why I'm kind of trying to bridge that gap. But I've got some promoters that I work with, and I do gig fairly regularly, so I can't really complain. I've got, at the moment, there's the Bwoi 5 EP. This just like since being Bwoi, I've done stuff on and off since 2004 with the electronic music. That's like kind of approaching 10 years now. I kind of put out an EP every 6 to 9 months. Bwoi releases this Bwoi 5 EP from 2010, and then I put out an acoustic EP last year, and one that I described as alternative oddities, called Parvadoodles this year, which is kind of, it's marked the step into where I'm kind of going with my music now. It's kind of, that's everything before that has been based around my songs with guitar and an acoustic, whereas that one was written in the studio with like electrics and samples and weirdness and backwardness and everything. And I've had a track of that played on Six Music, as well
It's
as
the BBC 6.
yeah on BBC Six Music. Got it on the introduction.
Congratulations.
Cheers, mate. And my next one is going to be a dance/electronic album, which is like the meeting of the Fat Boy and the Roscoe Experiment. It's like the logical conclusion, with bits of, it's quite heavily electric. There's guitar and there's lots of guitar in there, not so much acoustic, but it is very kind of crossover.
That's cool.
I'm hoping to do a physical release on that one as well.
Okay.
But apart from that, I think I've done one physical release, which is like limited to 42 copies, because that's how many resources I had.
Right. Right to the edge.
Yeah, went right to the edge, and it's all like handmade in a special case with hand decorated. It's
Yeah.
like CDs kind of thing, and when they're gone, they're gone. I think it's weird. The sounds have changed. I mean, where I'm living at the moment, Milton Keynes, there's no longer anywhere to play. And when I started, I think I played a grand total of 5 gigs there. There's only a couple of actual proper venues to play. And I do find in some towns it's just dying off. In other towns like Leicester, I play in Leicester quite regularly, it's quite vibrant there. Whereas other towns it's just kind of on its arse, for want of a better word. And your online distribution's definitely become much more prominent while I've been doing it. Like when I first started, it was kind of like the majority of sites want you to pay. There was a lot kind of, you must do this, you must use this service. Whereas now there's a lot more possibilities open to everyone to do. You can do it yourself. You can get it out there. It is a lot more viable, but it also means there's a lot more not necessarily great stuff out there.
Right.
J'ai mangé le premier poulet dans sa main. J'ai mon Nando's boy, il est donné mon premier poulet. Soir de sang. Going to Nando's, I'm gonna have myself some lovely chicken. Oh yeah! Going to Nando's, that's right. My friend is at the Nando's. It is the best in the world. Best damn chicken world. I'm sitting home and it's alright. I heard that they don't have a Nando's in Spain. And I've heard that they don't have it in Portugal. And if it's right that they don't have a Nando's in Spain, well, that is not right at all. Going to Nando's, gonna have myself some lovely chicken. Going to Nando's, that's right. I'm talking what? Go to Nando's, like what am I having something? My mind's on the wall, my mama back down chicken, one up on another, and then the big chicken, ooh, smiley fine. We're gonna protest to the EU. They've got this convention on human rights that's illegal to you and me. Tell them that he needs some Nando's goddamn chicken. And it needs to be built in Spain by the beach, in the house, in the pool, in the gym, and the stuff that's, like really, really cool, but it doesn't have any of them spinning lights on the floor. I love spinning lights on the floor. Oh yeah, cause we're going to Nando's, you're gonna have myself some lovely chicken. Oh yeah, going to Nando's, that's right. I'm on the west coast of Nando's, and what am I having? I'm on the mama bear, damn chicken, well, I heard that you stick me. Kinda hard and that's alright. Where we going to? Going to Nando's. Get some chicken tonight.
start, let hold just saying.
I'll have to go ahead if you like, guys.
Yeah, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, we are Questions of Angels. We just come together for a love of music, really. I think if you're in a band, that's where it comes from. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. So I've been in a band on and off for some time. Shared a band with Stu here, the lead guitarist. Previously, pretty experienced around and about, but been on the brink a couple of times, but never actually made it. So here we are today, and I'm Ant, and I'm lead singer.
I'm Dave. I play rhythm guitar and do some of the backing vocals for Questions of Angels. I originally got into all of this by being Ant's next door neighbour and going around, and he told me about the first gig of Questions of Angels in that incarnation, and show a bit of community spirit. We thought we'd go along, and it blew me away completely.
How long ago was that?
That was just over a year ago, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was
No, it was November last year.
It was November last year,
Yeah.
so I went along as a fan initially, and then at one of the parties at your place, wasn't it? I started playing with your guitar, and
we were looking for a rhythm guitarist, and then there you go.
well, Chris, sister.
Yeah, I'm Andy. I play bass guitar in Questions of Angels. I've been involved in music since I was 11 years old. I learned to play the guitar, sang in choirs and played in bands for the last 30 years. So it's in my blood basically. But Questions of Angels have got something special, and it's a real honour to be playing with the band. So yeah, it's all good.
You make me well up there.
I'm Stu, Questions of Angels, lead guitarist. I've been playing since I was 12. I used to sing in a band at a time with my brother, which was a long time ago. But we got together last year just by pretty much pure coincidence, just through knowing certain band members. And since then we've just evolved, but it's evolved for the best rather than for the worst.
Yeah, it's probably the best band we've been in, isn't it? So.
We seem to be getting pretty good gigs. It's great bunch of guys to work with.
Yeah, we kind of get together in the room, and it kind of sounds cliche, but it kind of just happens. So it's but with that kind of band, you just these guys will start jamming, come up with a sound, and I'll sit on the floor and quite literally just write a song on the floor. I won't have pre-written lyrics. I'll just get down on the floor and there you go.
Inspiration.
Yeah, but that's the way we work. So I think that's why it's so easy.
Easy.
We're comfortable with each other.
It's natural.
And we can say what we want without upsetting the other. So.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I'm Shane, and I'm 17 years old. I've been drumming since I was 11, and the only reason I really got into this band was because basically I was in a band before, and I just wanted to gig, and I just wanted to start gigging quickly, and they didn't want to. They was just going in and out of the rehearsal studio, and they didn't really have to, but they just kept doing it. And the people who own the studio that I rehearse at, that we all rehearse at, they put my name forward to these guys. And the first rehearsal I went in, I think it's safe to say that we just all kind of just clicked straight away.
Yeah. You were meant to be a standing, weren't you? Until
Yeah,
we found the drummer we wanted.
It was supposed to be a stand-in, and until they found another drummer, but then Anne contacted me. I remember where I was and everything. I was walking in a place called Fradley, and he just phoned me up and he said, "Yeah, we can take you on board." So we've been together since February. So
yeah,
and we've came quite a long way in about
in a very short space of time. Yeah.
So
yeah, I put a lot of pressure on him to get Shane, because as a bass player, obviously we're close to the drummer, and he was natural. He was just straight away. I knew he was the one.
We knew pretty much. We did have one other audition, didn't we? And we knew straight away from the quality of this second guy that Shane was definitely the one. It's just the way that Shane clicked.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I really enjoy working with these guys. It's fun. It's there might be an age difference of a couple of years, but we all act the same. We all act the same way.
The maturity levels the same.
And we all come together. So
it's good.
Does that make you mature or us immature?
We'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, we'll meet in the middle.
There's no need for that. Heads. This next one is gone away. Away
My name's Phil. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitarist for Final Coil. It's a band we've been doing now for about 4 or 5 years. It's a serious project. We're not really trying to make a big dent, but we're very much into just playing live anywhere and everywhere we can. Really just trying to spread the word of really good music and meet new people, new musicians, and try and share that kind of passion and creativity with other people.
I'm Richard. I am more guitars and more vocals for Final Coil, and yeah, just love playing guitar and have done for so long. So just like making noise and pretty things, and so occasionally going wah. That's about it, really.
You do that well.
Yeah. That's probably the best I'll do it all night, actually.
I'm Tom. I play the drums for Final Coil. I do so because Phil said it'd be a good idea. If I didn't, then he'd kidnap my son and take him away. So
there you go.
That's what I did.
Is that right?
You weren't supposed to admit that on film.
I did.
I realise that's going into MI6 file.
I'm Yola. I play bass for that band only. I play music since I was born, and that's why I just want to continue this for good, I would say. Yeah.
That's impressive, since you were born.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
No, who asked where the flute came from, but.
It's a family secret.
How did you guys all meet?
Well, we've been doing bits and pieces in this kind of vein since I met you, what, 8, 9 years ago or something?
2002, it's a long, long time.
Yeah.
So long.
We've played in other bands since then and come back to this one once it became a viable live thing, really.
Yeah, I travelled abroad for sort of 4 years, so the band kind of went on hiatus. When I came back, Yola came with me. We came back from Poland and had the opportunity to start a band. Found Tom through an advert, actually.
After about several
after
other drummers.
several other drummers who died in mysterious garden-related incidents.
Is there anything that you guys want to tell the world or get out about your band?
We're awesome. And we're nice, apart from you.
Yeah, I'm horrible.
No,
you
threatened to kidnap a child. Come on.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to take the cheese supplies as well.
Sorry.
No more cheese for you.
The similarities between Phil and Axl Rose are, well, they're both ginger.
Hey, wait, I can sing.
And he smiles.
Okay, right. Guns N' Roses fans, that wasn't what it was meant to sound like, or maybe it was.
He's going to get you.
He is. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, but it'll be late, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay, if you want to know what we want to tell the world, it's this. Guns N' Roses are going to sue the trousers from my legs, so buy our records, come and see our shows, and finance my fight, my legal battle against Axl
And we
Rose.
promise to be on stage within 5 minutes of the start time.
Yeah, we are very punctual.
That's
it. That was our t-shirt.
What we made lacking in mustachio, we make up for in punctuality.
and we'll give you Richard. We will give you Richard with every CD.
Hello, come in. This is the band room.
Sorry.
I'm just going to wrap up.
Okay.
Sorry. Just get this stuff.
Don't let you out, don't worry.
This is Final Coil. Hi. Cheese.
Alright, after that cacophony. Let's see. What was my next question, Pat?
What do you hope to get out?
Yeah.
What need to write these down for you?
That's cool, dude.
Nah, it's hoping to get out of this, out of your situation. Would the perfect thing be a deal, or just reach more people, or play more gigs? Or...
It'd be nice to finish an interview. That's our main goal this evening.
But you know, those are awesome boxer shorts. They're cool.
Why
Should get those on
not?
film.
I knew it would be the 17th. Oh, research. Just like one of my kids at home.
Anyone else we can abuse? What are we hoping to get out of this?
Think about abusing teenagers.
Obviously, it would be great if we could get a deal and get a wider audience, but what we really just love playing, we want to keep on playing. We finance everything ourselves, we do everything ourselves, we do a lot of recording at home, and basically it's just a creative outlet, it's our social life. We don't really expect or want anything except that we want to have, we want to be able to play to those people who want to come and hear
It's
us.
just nice
really.
to be told sometimes, isn't it? Not every time, but every now and then somebody says something or picks up on something during a set and mentions it to you. Thank you. That's right. I do practice. But
Oh, shit.
just any recognition on any level is nice, obviously.
Bigger audiences are great, but they're not the end of the world.
No. Or the start of it, apparently. No, what would you like to get out of this, Yellow? I think you should be our spokesman. Spokesperson, what would you like to get out of it? Or do you just want to get out of this?
More gigs.
More gigs, yeah. More gigs would be the best.
Less calls.
Yeah.
I think we love playing live, despite the fact that it seems to permanently make us ill. Being on stage, even in front of 5 people, 20 people, 50 people, whatever, it's great. It's what we kind of do this for, and doing the records as well. It's something that I say we fund ourselves. We all the artwork is done in house. Yola here is our designer. Tom and I between us do a lot of the kind of sort of mixing and recording. Richard here obviously
Drinks tea.
The multi instrumentalist is awesome. So that's what we get out of it.
Cool.